Welcome back to One-on-One Sports. I'd like to welcome NFL resident experts Rich Ryan and Josh Norris to the program. With just 2 months till the NFL draft, fans have turned their attention to the rapidly approaching NFL Combine, which has become an event all in itself. Guys, how much does the Combine really matter?
Well, it matters for One-on-One Sports and ESPN and the NFL Network, all the media outlets, but from a football standpoint, to me, it's not that important. There have been guys who have had terrible combines, Tom Brady, Shannon Sharp, great NFL careers. Other guys, great combines, Darius Hayward-Bay, Vernon Gholston, and had terrible, or to now, subpar NFL careers. So from a football standpoint, to me, Combine's really not that important.
But for Darius Hayward-Bay and Vernon Gholston, there's always going to be a Dustin Keller and a Mario Williams,
That's
guys
fair.
that blew up at the Combine. I think it's a great thing, not just because of the media coverage, but because we actually get to know the potential players so much more. They train for 2 months or 3 months beforehand, and it's not just for the 40s or for the vertical jump or for the shuttle drill. It's for the bench press, it's for the Wonderlic test, and it's for the interviews. This is when the scouts really get to know these players so much during this 1 week in Indianapolis.
Well, the Wonderlic test really doesn't apply to – there's no correlation between a great Wonderlic score and a great NFL career. Ryan Fitzpatrick, highest Wonderlic score of all time, backup. Vince Young, terrible Wonderlic score. A 6. That's these fingers. Great, not great, good NFL quarterback, he's a winner. And then there's guys like Tebow who just scoff off the Combine. They're going to throw at their own pro day, and it just doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, but you can prepare for the Wonderlic just like you do for the 40 or the bench press. You can train and take so many tests that you can do better on it, just like the SAT.
Vince Young actually did do better his second time around. He got a 15. But, we talked about players bettering themselves at the Combine. Which player can benefit the most?
Jason Pierre-Paul. This is a guy, a defensive end, who did 1 year at USF and went to 2 junior colleges before that. He's 6'5", 260 pounds. This guy's probably going to run a 4.5 40, did 14 back handsprings in a YouTube video. This guy's going to blow up at the Combine, and the interviews are going to be key because they don't want to see if he's just a one-year wonder like a Robert Ayers was this past year. They want to see if he's going to be a consistent player because he's going to be a top 15 pick.
Yeah, he could even be a top 10 pick. Great story, went to a couple community colleges, finally got his D1 burst. I'm looking at Dez Bryant from Oklahoma State, an unbelievable receiver, great hands, great physicality. Everyone's questioning him about the off-field problems with he and Deion Sanders, which wasn't illegal, but then when he lied to the NCAA, he got suspended for the rest of the season. So through the interviews, I think he'll make a positive impact, but especially he'll be able to get on the field, catch some balls, and impress the scouts.
Now, along with Dez Bryant, there's a Mike Williams from Syracuse who got released from the team. There's a Stephon Johnson who had the throat surgery.
LeGarrette Blount gets a chance.
And also Jermaine Gresham missed the whole season at Oklahoma, who's still going to be the #1 tight end in this draft.
All right, so you guys are talking about some players that are going to do really well at the Combine, but every year we see players do really well, get drafted high, and then absolute bust. So who do you see as being that kind of player?
I think it's going to be Golden Tate. Mel Kiper Jr. said last week that if Tate runs a really good 40, like a 4.3 or 4.4, he could be a first-round pick. Well, at 5'11 and less than 200 pounds, I don't think Golden Tate's a first-round pick receiver. He's not explosive. He's small. He's not physical enough. He might run great routes. That's great. But when NFL cornerbacks are bumping you at the line and you're not explosive and you're not strong, you're not going to get open. So I think Golden Tate, not a first-round pick, but he could be if he runs well at the Combine.
My guy is Taylor Mays, the safety from USC. Now, apparently he ran a 4.25 40.
I don't know.
Spring practice at USC. This guy looks like an action figure at 6'4", 220 pounds. But he takes really bad angles as a safety. He's great up in the box, second to none in this draft, even ahead of Eric Berry, the top safety in this class in Tennessee. But like I said, takes terrible angles. He's not a ball hawk. He's not a playmaker. In the NFL, you need your safety just to make conscious plays, and he's not going to do that. He's probably going to be a first-round pick, and he's going to be moved to outside linebacker, just like Darnell Bing and a bust like Michael Huff.
If you talk about safeties this year, give me Myron Rolle. I want a guy who's he's a professional.
Hey.
He's got a great build, and I think he's ready to play at this level.
And the Wonderlic test, we just talked about that. This is a guy who's just started at Oxford with the Rhodes Scholarship. That's the guy to watch out for.
Myron Rowe's going to break the record and get a 49 this year. You heard it here first. But, all right, guys, let's break out of the realm of football real quick. If you were going to see any athlete be at the NFL Combine, who would it be, regardless of sport?
Tiger Woods. Not because there's not going to be any women there, so he's not going to get in trouble, but because he breaks out of that shirt on Sundays with that red collared shirt on the driving range. This guy, his muscles bulging, he drives at 300 yards on average, but I want to see him rep that 225-pound bench press about 15 or 20 times. I want to see him do the lateral shuttle run or the 40-yard dash with all these top players, top college players. I think he can do it. He's the top athlete in his sport. I want to see him translate to another sport.
I want to see the interview section first.
And I want to see King James, LeBron James. How can you not pick LeBron? The guy was all-state when he played in high school. He's an absolute monster. Everybody says that he could just translate to tight end just like
Absolutely.
that. The Browns commercial, everyone's getting excited in Cleveland. Don't get your hopes up, Browns fans. But guy's great physically. He's a great specimen. I want to see him do the bench press. I want to see him compete with the next level NFL guys.
Quickly, I'll tell you why I didn't pick LeBron James, because I picked Tiger Woods, who's best in the sport. LeBron James isn't even the best in his sport.
You're out of your mind, Josh. This is why Josh Norris does the NFL, not the NBA.
Stick to NFL.
So, Josh, Rich, thanks for your time. Folks, our show is nearing its end, but we have just enough time left for the 2-minute drill after this commercial break. So stay tuned to One-on-One Sports as Eric and I tend to beat the clock when we come back.